If you're happy and you know it, do you have a smile on your face? If you're happy and you know it, should it show on your face? And why are there so many people in the world that are so miserable and grumpy? And the reason I asked that question, I've been out and about today, and lots of people who are running businesses are not very happy people. I'm a very old lady and I just don't understand that, and I don't ever want to understand it, because I don't know why you would be in a business, why you'd work in a job that you don't love. The reverse of that, because there's two things: do what you love or love what you do, or both. So even if you're doing something a job that you don't love it anyway. Love what you do so that you have more opportunities to go and do what you love. And it's interesting for me because I'm involved with so many people internationally, business people, sports people, charities, large organisations and small ones. And they're always looking for great people. And they always say to me, Rowie, could you please recommend somebody? And yet I go to a gym or a personal training studio or the supermarket or the petrol station, and there's people there who hate their job. It's obvious that they hate their job. They're not doing what they love. But why would you employ somebody? People say to me, well, if I had a job that I love, I'd be a much happier person. Is that how that should work? So if you're not doing a job that you like, what if you just become the best at it anyway? Now, a couple of things might happen. You might end up really loving it because you get paid more, you might get better hours, better holiday choices, people are nicer to you. One of the things that people say to me all the time, Rowie, every time you go to the shop, people are really nice to you. That's actually not true. People are never very nice. And I say never, it's very rare now to get great customer service. When do you ever walk into a shop of any kind and somebody says, hi, welcome, awesome to see you, thank you for coming, welcome back, big happy smiley face? It's just so rare now. But when I go into a business, that's what I give out. I give happy smiley face. How are you? I ask lots of questions. I ask about the business, and then people obviously then respond to my happiness. Not always, by the way, but a lot of the time. I don't want to go to a business that doesn't treat me nicely. And I'll just use this because I'm an old lady and I've been travelling the world. People say to me, Rowie, you don't want to travel anymore. I don't even want to eat out. I don't want to go to a cafe anymore. I don't want to go out for dinner anymore for that reason. Why do we want to give money to people that don't treat us respectfully or don't seem happy to see us? This is one of my absolute bugbears. I've travelled the world, literally been on thousands of flights all over the world. And the reason I don't want to do it anymore is I'm an old lady who is absolutely fed up with being treated like a child, or worse, like some kind of animal. And when you travel on a plane, that's very often how you get treated. Stand here, line up, put your tray table down, put your seat back up. Don't do that. And people don't ever say it nicely. They're really rude. I don't want to live my life like that anymore. So that's why I'm very happy to live in the South Island of New Zealand and be here by myself, because I want to hang out with nice people who are happy to be alive. So that's my very personal question. If you are miserable in your job, if you're miserable in your relationship, if you have a life that you don't love, why are you living like that? You don't have to. Life is too short or too long. And just this morning, I live in a very beautiful place in New Zealand, but we have some very crazy roads here and there's ice on the road. And 2 people driving to work today won't be coming home because they died on the road. For them, life was very short. They went to work today thinking that they would be coming home tonight, and they're not coming home. Their life is over. The reverse of that is you can live now to 100, 110, 120. Imagine living that long with poor quality of life, not being happy, having some lousy, stinking, rotten job. And a question that I always ask, treating people badly, and I'm not talking about you, but I always think to myself, when somebody and I always thought when I was an old lady that people would be nice to me, be respectful of me, and treat me with respect. Well, that's just not true. But when you go home and you're an airline flight attendant, or you work at the customs at a country, or you work in a shop, or when you go home at night after you've met lots and lots of people, how do you feel about yourself if you haven't been nice to people? How do you feel about yourself if you've treated some old lady like me rudely and disrespectfully? Why do you do that? It's not that I don't like eating out. My husband and I, we've eaten out all over the world. And I don't share that to impress. It's to express that I've had enough of bad service. I don't want to eat at restaurants and cafes anymore because I don't want to give my money to people who aren't appreciative of it. Now, we live in a beautiful place and there's lots of beautiful cafes and restaurants in the South Island of New Zealand. But I'm not going to walk into any more of those places where people look at me like I'm disturbing them and I'm there to give them money. So what's the purpose of all of this besides an old lady having a rant? If you're in business or if you work for somebody else, what do you want your day to be like? If you treat everybody beautifully and respectfully and kindly, are you more likely to have a great day? How will you feel about yourself at the end of the day? If you're really nice to people, are they more likely to be nice to you? So I get, and I'll use in defence of the people who work in the airlines, I'm sure that people that work on a plane, there's lots of horrible people that travel on planes. But somebody like me, I'm really nice to everybody. If you're rude to me, I'm still going to be nice to you. But surely if you are nice to the rude people, there's two things. You're more likely to get at least a smile back, or people are more likely to be nice to you. But if somebody's horrible and grumpy and treating you rudely and disrespectfully, if you treat them rudely and disrespectfully back, you're lowering yourself to their standard. If you work in a business and somebody's rude to you and you're rude back, you're just saying that rude's okay. You can't complain about rudeness because you're just being rude back. So that's an old lady having a rant. But I've been out today and I don't like going out anymore. I'm going to become a hermit because I want to hang out with positive, happy people. How about you? There's two really good, cool quotes about that. If you're happy, make sure you inform your face, which is have a great smile. And if you are, and this is an old Chinese proverb, he who cannot smile should not open up shop. If you're not happy to be in business, then go and do something else. Go and work somewhere where you don't have to be a nice person. Go and work somewhere where having personality and character and charisma and just being a lovely person doesn't matter. And I'm not sure where that is, because whenever you're involved with people, it's probably really important to be a nice person. Now, in the defence of grumpy, miserable, horrible people, and a lot of them I've dealt with today, of course you're going to be grumpy if you don't get fresh air and sunshine, if you're unfit, if you're weak, if you're frail, if you eat crappy food, if you don't look after yourself. You probably feel horrible on the inside, so very difficult to be nice on the outside. So here's a great thing, and I think it fixes everything. What if you got really fit and really strong? Would you feel better? If people are rude to you, would you be able to handle it better? Would you have a clearer thinking head so you're more likely to go and get a career or business that you love rather than be stuck in some lousy, stinking, rotten job? If you're in hospitality, if you're in any kind of people business, if you need to make money from other people, could it be a really good idea to get a healthy, fit, strong body and brain so that you can deal with those people on a day-to-day basis? But more importantly, enjoy them. And that's always my favourite thing, because I have people abuse me, I have people say horrible things to me, I have people who ignore me, and I love all of them because they make me appreciate my life. I don't have to go there. And that's the beautiful thing, is that we can choose not to go there if somebody's rude to us. But I like the fact that rude, tough people help me appreciate my life, and I don't want to be like that. They make me tougher, stronger, better and wiser, and I don't have to have them in my life. And of course, neither do you. If you are a grumpy, miserable, horrible person, what a horrible life to live in. And is it possible that if you are that kind of person, that's who you will attract into your life? Very unlikely that if you're a grumpy, miserable, horrible person, that really nice people are going to want to hang out with you. Isn't that just makes common sense, doesn't it? Now, I'm not talking to you about you personally. I'm sure you're gorgeous. But don't put up with grumpiness. You don't have to. You don't have to go back to a restaurant. And this is the interesting thing. Where we live, there's some beautiful restaurants with great food. But I don't care how good the food is. My husband loves wine. I don't care how good the wine is. You can eat food and drink wine at home. Don't you go out to eat for the experience? So if you're going to be in business and you need to create experiences for people, wouldn't it be awesome if it was a happy, fun experience? Are you living your life to the max is my question that I ask every day. I'm here because I'd love everybody to be healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that you love. If you're doing that, are you more likely to be financially free? Of course, that's the third thing. And the fourth thing is have great relationships. And how can you possibly have great relationships with yourself and with other people if you're grumpy and miserable and angry and you treat people badly? That's just common sense to me. What do you reckon? Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max with a big happy smiley face. Woohoo! Ha ha.